6 tea bags are added to a beaker along with 6 grams of sodium carbonate.
Oh. I think I did. I did. Yeah, I did.
90 milliliters of boiling water were then added to the beaker. The solution was allowed to steep for a few moments before being taken off the heat. After the tea steeps, we are left with a concentrated tea and sodium carbonate solution. The tea solution is then poured into an Erlenmeyer flask, and the tea bags are pressed to release as much solution as possible. A further 60 milliliters of boiling water was added to the tea bags. This solution was then also added to the Erlenmeyer flask, and the tea bags were pressed again to release as much solution as possible. The solution was then allowed to cool to room temperature before being added to the separatory funnel. The solution was then added to the separatory funnel. Then I had to try to get the dichloromethane out of its container.
What are you doing?
Try to get it open, dude. It's like... You just twist it off.
No. I'm just saying.
Good.
Oh, wait. Oh my god.
There we go. Look at that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hey, sorry. Hey, sorry.
The dichloromethane was added to the solution and allowed to separate out.
You just have to like shake
This
it.
process was carried out a total of 3 times, using 15 milliliters of dichloromethane each time. The organic solution was then filtered away from the rest of the solution by basically titration, kinda. Like, yeah, you can see what it is. As you can see, the product had a lot of impurities, so we added a saturated solution of calcium chloride to draw the water and the water-soluble components out of the organic solution.
Yeah, sure. How do I do that?
The organic solution was then separated using basically the same method as before. As you can see, the solution is a lot more pure now. The dichloromethane solution was then boiled off to recrystallize its solutes, or to isolate the caffeine. Once the dichloromethane completely boils off, we are left with some crude caffeine. The caffeine was kind of impure, so I decided to recrystallize it using some 95% ethanol. 100 milliliters of 95% ethanol were added to a beaker and then added to the caffeine. The ethanol was stirred to dissolve the caffeine into it, but the caffeine wasn't really dissolving, so I added some more ethanol. Caffeine still wasn't dissolving, so I added some more. Then I added some more for fun. Eventually all the caffeine did dissolve, and the ethanol was then boiled off using about the same method as before. After the ethanol all boils off, we're left with some nice, mostly pure caffeine. Thanks to my lab assistant Nathaniel Mesplay, he made some solutions and stuff.